What you playing, man? What you hearing, man? What you rating, man? Vinyl owner. Vinyl boner. 2-hour drinking is on. Time to hear that song. Vinyl countdown. Vinyl countdown.
This is cheesy shit.
I hear some of y'all like to listen to podcasts.
You gotta get your 2-hour drink on a Wednesday.
There's a lot of you people there that like to drink vodka and orange juice.
Do we know where Justin is?
Fellas, I got some muffins here.
I don't know how to say many things in Swedish.
All right, welcome to the Vinyl Countdown. This is episode 6. I can't believe we've done this 6 times. We got everybody on hand from the first episode again here. We got Bill Hicks. What's up, Bill? Down in Charleston?
Happening, gentlemen.
And then we got the Weird and Vinyl Boners crew with C. Dizzy, Davey B, Old Woodsy during his drink, and then John Boyd is also here.
It's good to be back in Weird. Just make sure you're not gonna drink and drive when you got some cold gin.
We ended up the last episode with Janis Joplin's Pearl, and John wasn't here. He had a case of typhoid fever.
Rock and roll pneumonia.
But he's over it now. He came out of the listening booth with this album. We got Van Halen's 1984 is what we're going to talk about. As everyone knows, it's the last album that David Lee Roth did before they turned into Van Hagar. I'm sure we all have a history of it, but let's hear what John has to say. Take it away, John.
I love talking. I love telling jokes. For me, this is just one big wet T-shirt contest.
John picked 1984 because it was one of my favorite records when I was young. Keyboards actually drew me into it a little more, I thought. I had listened to Van Halen mostly through Dave and Rhonda. 16 minutes aside, it's so short and awesome.
It's only eight real songs.
Yeah, it's just so, 8 songs, and they're like 4 minutes apiece, and there's every kind of Van Halen song that you could ever want, and some that you had never got before. 3 top 10 hits, 4 top 40 hits.
4 singles, yeah,
4
half singles and half album tracks on this thing, which is that's a powerhouse album in the 80s right there.
And that's the integrity of Van Halen, if there's any to be found.
Who should we pitch to then? Who wants to talk about 1984's experience first? Let's go with Dave.
The sound of Van Halen is meant to spill over all over your turntable.
I was actually surprised when listening to it because I forgot how good the album really is. I just think when I see 1984, I think a Jump, and it kind of made me think how cheesy, that song is.
This is cheesy shit.
It made me think how cheesy that album is.
This is cheesy shit.
So I kind of place it even below Dive or Down on the Van Halen scale. But when listening to it again, I was like, oh wait, Top Jimmy was my jam.
It's my rainbow, baby.
You might feel like ripped off with only 8 songs and an intro, but Van Halen was putting out an album almost every year. Yeah. And like to think about like musicians now, like with the 90s like music crying about having to put out an album, every 2 or 3 years or whatever.
Oh, you told that to Adam Duritz and the Counting Crows, they'd slap you, man. You're like, we only do this every 7 years or so.
Duritz can't be expected to have a nasty breakup with a really painful relationship every year.
Who's going to listen to Counting Crows on a year that everything's going great?
You're
going to bang on Accidentally in Love when that happens.
With a guy walking out the front door of this house and leaving behind this woman. But the more he begins to leave people behind in his life, the more he feels like he's leaving himself behind as well.
We got any people tonight that are high?
Plus, Drop Dead Legs was Sir Mix-a-Lot before Sir Mix-a-Lot. And I never realized the lyrics to that song.
What do you think, Dave? You think it pretty much held up from 1984 to 2016?
I mean, you can't because of that keyboard so cheesy.
This is cheesy shit.
I mean, still, even Panama, I can barely see the road from the heat coming on.
I say to you whatever I want.
Panama is the best about
I agree with that. Panama, I mean, it still holds up, and no matter how cheesy it is, it still holds up.
This is cheesy shit.
And again, I give this album like a solid 8 VB. I mean, and that's not just for nostalgia. I mean, it's still pretty good.
If it was good enough for Beethoven, it's good enough for me.
What do you think, Bill? When was the first time you picked up 1984?
As a kid, I owned it on magnetic tape. 1984 was, when you asked me about if anybody asks me what year or years were the most iconic to you as a kid, it was the 84 and 85 for my life. As soon as I heard John picked it, I was excited, but I was scared because I thought it wouldn't hold up at all. I knew it was so synth-based. I thought that the synthesizer would annoy me. I thought that songs that I loved or videos I remembered for Hot for Teacher and stuff, I'd just be like, this is cheesy shit. This is cheesy shit. But really, I loved listening to it again.
Here, have a song.
The first time through, songs like Top Jimmy, I was annoyed by.
Top Jimmy, that was my jam.
And then I realized after about the third listen, I listened to it. I ran through this album 4 times because it's like 30-some minutes. I was like, wow, Top Jimmy's like the 3rd or 4th best song on this album, actually, in my opinion.
That was my jam.
Which one got you pumping more? Was it Hot for Teacher? Was it House of Pain?
No, actually, I don't like House of Pain.
Was it Panama? What do you think they're the big send off to Dave?
It's gotta have heart.
I put Panama and Jump as like 1 and 1A. I forgot how much I liked I'll Wait. That's a great song.
Yeah.
That's the one that
was
made me
the
buy the
surprise.
record.
That was the surprise.
That's the one that I went
all
on
about.
I
I'll
did
Wait
too.
was
Written
when
by
it
Michael
came out.
McDonald.
And it was probably because of that McDonald flair.
That if you don't take this Michael McDonald DVD that you've been playing for 2 years straight off, I'm going to kill everyone in the store and put a bullet in my brain.
Like when he was in the studio saying, here, this is what I'm thinking about this kind of hook. Because then when you listen to it, though, and you listen to Sweet Freedom, there's a lot of similarities in it. It's at a different speed and tempo, but a lot of the way it's up and down sounds like that Sweet Freedom from the Running Scared movie.
That was a good song.
You made my dreams come true.
I didn't know he had anything to do with it until this week when I was looking
Wikipedia,
at the credits. Because they also, to Diamond Dave and the Van Halen brothers' credit, removed Michael Anthony from every single song on 1984. And he no longer gets residuals.
Yeah.
But they included Michael McDonald.
They said that when they renegotiated their deal with Warner Brothers in '98 or something,
Sounds like
that they
everyone
got
renegotiated.
5 times the money. And because of that, they went back and took people off. Because they had put Michael Anthony on every song, even ones he had nothing to do with. And when they started getting this massive check, they were like, no.
Michael Anthony says, yeah, this sounds fair.
Yeah.
It's only right. Let me not
But you
catch
forget-
it.
you
And
forget-
fire me from the band.
You forget how vital Michael Anthony was to the band until you listen to it. Those backing vocals are amazing.
The secret ingredient of Van Halen is your vocals.
Is my vocals?
You are the vocal sound.
They still use them on tour now, like today.
That sounds like pound cake, you know?
I was going to bring the album and play Who's the Pervert.
Well, Bill, we've excised you. Where are you?
Yeah.
I'm here.
And you deserve to give yourselves a round of applause. Let's go.
My bottom 2 songs on this album are just Girl Gone Bad and House of Pain. I think I put I'll Wait ahead of Hot for Teacher. I give Hot for Teacher about a 7-ish, just because of the drums. I just still love this song. And it reminds me of the video when I was a kid, starting to become a pervert.
I was going to bring the album and play Who's the Pervert on the back.
Then, like I said, the top 2 songs, I consider 1984 and Jump like the same song because the intro gives you that. Here's the synthesizer you're going to be hearing. I put 1984 Jump as a package deal. I put that as the 2nd best song on the album. And I put Panama number 1.
Panama.
There's just no better song about trolling for a hooker.
Ah, shoot.
Boining down the avenue.
Overall, I give the whole album a solid 8.
Final boner.
Almost maybe an 8.5.
We're gonna have to call out the doctor.
Sounds like Chris Wilson time.
The guy who invented McDonald's hamburgers.
This was the first cassette tape I ever purchased. Woo! I got it at Kmart up on the hill. with my
Nothing
dad.
wrong with Kmart.
Where your dollar buys you more.
I remember I wasn't sure if my dad was going to let me get it because it had that kid on the front smoking it. I liked it. It was my first Van Halen exposure.
What drew you to it?
What was on Rocky 103?
I had to be on the radio.
I'll go straight to my ratings. I didn't count 1984 and Jump as the same thing. I gave 1984 a meh, 0 vinyl boners. Yeah.
0 boners?
0. Yeah, I should have just left that off.
I felt the same way, but then I felt the same way, but I went with Adam Howe's thing. My brother's always like, if you've got an instrumental, he's like, you can't give it less than 5 vinyl boners, though.
We are just getting started!
Yeah, New Cumberland was pretty advanced as far as musical, you know.
Well, if there's any kind of image here, it's a non-image.
So my number 2, Jump, there. I'm just going in order. Jump gives me 9.5 vinyl boners. Brought me back to sitting in my room and listening to this thing. I even made a fancy Z on my note.
Boners.
Yeah.
And what you see backstage is probably what you're going to find upstairs in the hotel.
I think that you guys may not agree with this one. Panama, I give it 6.5 vinyl boners.
What?
I know.
Nonsense, man.
Well, it doesn't do it.
It doesn't hold up for me.
Sitting there with Alex Chilton's Panama.
I know. I was sitting there going...
I think we're going to be dusted off your seat again in the old listening booth.
I was sitting there listening to it, and I'm just like, I just don't dig this that much.
You want some more?
You know, there were points when I was like, I could skip this.
It's my rainbow, baby.
Super into it. I was
after
like,
writing
oh.
that song too, oddly enough.
And then granted, you know, my 2-hour drinking had kicked in a little more effective.
2-hour drink is
Later
on!
on, when I listened to Top Jimmy.
That was my jam.
and the word that came to mind when I was listening to that was
Fair warning.
say, what is this shit?
It must have been the alcohol.
I gave it a 2. I couldn't
Tom
get,
Jimmy, that was my jam.
I couldn't get that song to be over fast.
What is going on?
Suddenly a burst of light and the hand of the Lord comes out and says,
Women, let me hear ya!
That was my jam.
You love this tape. How do you hate Tom Jimmy in Panama?
My tastes have changed, apparently.
Let's go
10
back to
years old.
1984. 10-year-old Chris Wilson.
10-year-old
With
Chris
his
Wilson.
Walkman. What's he thinking? Top Jimmy?
That was my Yes.
I
jam. That's
wish
a
my name were Jimmy.
That's a 7 or 8 for 10-year-old Chris Wilson. 41-year-old Chris Wilson's like, I make this stop.
here, folks, have one on me. I told you I didn't feel well.
Which brings me to Drop Dead Legs. That I got 9.
Vinyl boner.
I really like that song. It's held up for me.
Good visuals.
Big butt. It has the line "Big butt" in the song.
It must have been the alcohol.
Hot for Teacher was my jam. Yeah, gave me 10 big fluffy vinyl boners.
I was going to bring the album and play Who's the Pervert on the back.
Perfect boner song.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was the right time in my life for that. I mean,
Can you hear that song without thinking of the video?
no.
It's impossible,
It's
right?
impossible.
Okay.
That video was one that I purposely recorded on VCR when I was a kid, along with like
You
Thriller.
mean when you were
and
becoming a
such.
man?
Let's keep this a secret.
Yes.
You're coming of age. That's a coming of age video.
It is.
That's right. That and Scrambled Spice.
When Bill pictures the cover of The Graduate under her leg, there's a TV set with the Hot for Teacher video back there.
My goodness, people!
What did they say in the beginning of that video? He's like,
I don't feel.
Sit
I
down.
don't mind something. And my
Squeak.
socks are
Nice.
too loose.
He's got that John Wayne voice.
Oh, Mom.
So that segues into oh wait, I gave that 8.5 vinyl boners.
Woo!
I could even maybe go to a 9 on that. I really liked all wait.
I think it holds up the most because of the Michael McDonald touch.
Nothing against him, but if I hear Yamo be there one more time, I'm going to Yamo burn this place to the ground.
Girl Gone Bad, I got a 7 on there.
Really?
Give it that high strictly for the guitar work. And then House of Pain, I give it 5. It's okay. You can take it or leave it.
The band that got their name from the song.
Yeah,
You get an extra boner because it spawned off the House of Pain, your favorite hip hop.
that song was so mediocre I didn't even make that connection. I'd give this whole album probably a 7.5 to 8. 7.75 vinyl bonus.
Did I not go?
You didn't go. Justin didn't go. No, I didn't
Hey,
go.
wait, what made you to go first, Jack?
Yeah, you go.
Open up your arms and open up your legs to us.
1984, let's see.
Came out in 1984.
Got this on cassette, like probably some of us. I don't own a copy of it now. It never made the transition to CD for me.
Well, I'm sending
But
that.
I
I'm
tell you,
sending that out.
in 1984, for like 4 months or so, this is my favorite thing ever. I used to like listen to side A constantly. I'd flip it over to Hot Teacher. Once it got those keyboards and I'll wait, I would fast forward it and start back over on side A. That's pretty much like my attitude with it now too. I love the first side of this. I've never liked I'll Wait. I don't know why. Maybe because Michael McDonald has something.
You owe Michael McDonald money.
At least an apology.
That was always my philosophy.
So I didn't know how to go about this because I never liked Van Halen that much. I was never a Van Halen fan. He married my first crush, Valerie Bertinelli, which I could never get
Took
over.
her off the market.
Wait, does that downgrade your rating on the album because he?
No, but I'm just telling my background with Van Halen, you know?
But it was a
Never
shame.
been
But
a
he
big
did
fan.
leave Mackenzie Phillips fully exposed
Yeah.
for How attack.
For How attack?
Yeah.
Are y'all having a good time?
Ask Mackenzie Phillips.
I think there's a
She
lifetime.
wrote a
movie
chapter about it, the Howl attack.
2 hour drink is on. So anyways, that's my background.
Great segue, Justin.
I think you
know where
owe
to go
both
for bed.
Michael McDonald and Mackenzie Phillips a sincere apology, sir.
And Schneider.
This is it, this is it. This is life, the one you get. So go and have a ball.
I was fascinated about moving to Indianapolis because that's where One Day at a Time was. I'm here.
This is it, this is it. Straight ahead and rest assured, you can't be short on.
I'll mention that this made me think back to One Day at a Time. When you watch One Day at a Time episodes, why is everyone hitting on Bonnie Franklin?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
I mean, she's got to beat off guys with a stick.
So up on your feet, on your feet.
When I was
You owe
a kid,
Pat
I had
Harrington an apology.
I had a tool belt, like a fake, you know.
like a plate.
That's true. When I first met Bill, he was coming over to Bryceland's house wearing his tool belt, pretending he was Schneider.
You walk around like you're Schneider then?
That's exactly right.
Schneider was cool. He had a vest.
Hey, Bill.
I look for women with like Dorothy Hamill haircuts. Yeah. I'll shut up now.
I'm a big boy, Miss Romano. I know what I'm doing.
Back to 1984.
Back to Justin's review.
Want y'all to help us with this one?
I'm not going to completely poo-poo on this album because I got a lot of great memories of it as a kid. Like Chris said, the keyboard, if you can get by the, hey, Ma, I just bought a Casio, look at the sound effects I can make.
It's got this pre-programmed thing in it.
You just look at it and you go, hey, I can do that.
I gave that 5 VBs. I gave Jump 8, probably just because I've heard it way too many times, but it's still got a great start-stop. It's a great single. Between Panama and High for Teacher are my 2 favorites on here. They still rock. They're still good fun.
I still like to say Godzilla di Rumba.
Top Jimmy.
Tom Jimmy.
It's fun, but it really shows you how far David Lee Roth is away from the rest of. I mean, it's a lot of Dave right
I'm
there.
going to do exactly as I please, exactly as I want.
I gave that 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Drop Dead Legs has a really killer riff. I think the verse and chorus is great, but it just doesn't go anywhere though. I gave that 7.
It goes
And
right
then
to Hot the
side-
Teachers where it goes.
The second side, I gave I'll Wait 6. I don't think it's that great. It's not one of my favorite singles by them.
I think it holds up the most because of the Michael McDonald touch.
If you continue, go over and over and 50 times, you'll get it.
And like I said, as a kid, I was fast forwarded past the, from that point on, and Girl Gone Bad and House of Pain didn't do too much for me this time.
This is cheesy shit.
Like I said, this is a fun album to go to. I just never thought about getting a Van Halen album since I was 10.
41-year-old Chris Wilson's like, I make this stop.
Looking back, I had to give this a strong 6 VBs.
Good first try.
Yeah, that's it. That's my 1984.
End of an era.
I never forgave Van Halen for getting rid of David Lee Roth.
Hot dog time. Let's go get a hot dog, baby.
Now, Gary Sharon, on the other hand. Jack, do you want to take it from there and talk about the Sharon years?
Best of both worlds. That's
Are
my
we
best
putting a
one.
plural on the word year on that for Gary
The Sharon year? Do you want to talk about 97?
1984. I got it on cassette. I got it through. This was either a Columbia House or a BMG. I'm sure George or somebody already had it on record. I'm definite now that I'm thinking about it. George had it on record. We listened to it at his house. It was supposed to be this big deal that they went to keyboards. It was the same as, Dylan went electric. I never really cared.
I like some kinds of athletics and things, but I'm no good at any of them.
Frankly, didn't think Van Halen was all that great. I liked a couple of their songs. I wasn't erasing the Van Halen logo into my notebook cover. Even though it was simple.
Erasing it into the cover. I don't think I ever heard that term.
Everyone did that.
Well, I know everybody did it, but I don't know if I heard anyone call it erasing it into my cover.
How does that make you feel?
You know, I like Running with the Devil. I like a couple tunes by them. But, I mean, it seemed like, in my mind, they were more of a cover band just because the hits were other people's songs that I preferred the other people doing them.
You know, it's better to steal.
Rather than hearing David Lee Roth screech every now and then. I like Jump then. I really liked I'll Wait then. I still like I'll Wait. I think it holds up the most because of the Michael McDonald touch. That's right.
Sorry.
You know it. Hot for Teacher, I can't disassociate that with the video. If I try real hard, it's not that good of a song.
There's only one trick gonna do it for you.
Any song that has the breakdowns with the hilarious commentary becomes a novelty song at some point after too many listens, and that kind of sours it for me eventually. I hadn't listened to Girl Gone Bad since 86. And I still think that musically that's a pretty good song. Overall on the album, I was thinking along the same lines as really just like a 6.
If you take a Van Halen record and you stick it in your collection, it'll melt all your other records.
There's a lot of singles, and then there's a lot of pieces of singles, but it's not an album. And I guess that's what leads to a breakup is I want my song on it, and no, I want my song on it, and they fight over that.
Tonight it ain't the size that counts.
I'm going with Dave on Top Jimmy.
Yes.
That song is fun.
No, it's not.
It's raucous.
You're big and strong.
You know, since when is Van Halen a serious band? Until they did a ballad with Sammy Hagar, they were a party band. They can't do Top Jimmy and have fun with it.
No. 41-year-old Chris Wilson's like, I make this stuff.
Overall, really just a 6. It's just not...
Final boner!
It's not an album that I'll say I want to hear that album. It was a pleasant surprise to dig it up again because it didn't cross paths. It didn't enter my brain as an album to even listen to.
I'm talking like them and the Foo Fighters is like a good comparison. I wonder if like 20-year-olds already, or like even 10-year-olds have bought Foo Fighters albums. Like Foo Fighters don't have a Top Jimmy, obviously.
I really like that comparison.
There's nothing better than hearing a woman squeal.
Oh, Jimmy! You know, it's in a cassette in a box in my attic. I'm a 6 on this. That's where it is.
Well, what do you think, John? How often do you listen to this? Then this was your pick. Talk a little bit about it, and what was your bonerage on this? Would you say then? And
well, I love this album. I'm a big Van Halen fan, but you guys know I'm a bigger fan of a lot of other stuff. But I like Van Halen a lot. I have all the discs. I have everything, even including the Sammy Hagar stuff.
I got into junior college.
This is a big album. After I got this on record, I went back and started getting the other stuff because CDs were just coming out. I love the keyboard stuff. It helped me listen to it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna check it out even more.
It's my rainbow, baby.
I love this album because it's got the keyboards. It's got the I'll Wait, which is the most. Whether you like it or not, it's the most different.
What's he laughing at?
It must have been the alcohol.
Justin, we just see the top of your head. I'm like,
oh, I had an itch. I was itching my nose.
How attack?
Whether you really like I'll Wait or not, it's the most different.
Yeah, I'll Wait. Yeah,
it's the most
different. I'll Wait is like a DVE. Like you put that on right after Head East, man. You know, like that's like Sean McDowell right there for you, man. Like mid 1980s.
Yeah, but it's a good song and it's really different for them. It's like nothing like any other Van Halen song. But then you got Panama. Might be to me it is the Van Halen song. It may not be the best one, but it's got everything in it. Everyone, like Jack said, everyone thinks about girls and cars. Panama is actually the first song they ever wrote that had anything about cars in it, according to David Lee Roth. But everybody always associated them with cars and...
Diamond David Lee Roth has never made an inconsistent statement.
No.
In his life.
The moves and the things that I do on stage are taken right off of television or from comic books or something where you just look at it and you go, hey, I can do that.
But then you get into the whole, you got the videos, the band kind of imploding at the end of it. It's the perfect Van Halen album.
And then the tour probably ground them down. I mean, like I said, they went from upper mid-tier band. 1984 comes out. There are videos, but you still got a tour. They probably toured them for, 18 months 18 minutes is a long time to spend in a room with David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
They had to spend 18 months
Dressed
on
in
a
a
bus
Napoleon
with
carpet
Diamond
costume.
David Lee Roth.
We're just here to ride the rainbow, and you're invited.
What I read from Eddie was this album is when he built that studio, the 5150 studio, and he recorded this all by himself in his rooms, and he gave the band the tapes and told them to take them home. David Lee Roth wrote all of it in his house, looking at his TV set with different images around the room, trying to figure out what to write. And I think that's what breaks the band up.
Plus developing now through April 5th at all area Kmart stores.
There's like two great singles on both sides, and then there's 2 filler songs. It's just short and sweet.
No, I think
and
the operative word is fun. It's a really fun album. I mean, when you think of
It's
Van
a fun
Halen, Van
album.
Halen 1, to me, is the best album, for almost any band. But this album's just really fun.
In the meantime, Dave's texting me about wearing a Speedo tomorrow.
You, Stockholm, you are awesome.
Yeah.
Hold on. What was John's final verdict on the overall?
I give it 9 out of 10.
Final boner.
Strong or light 9?
It's a light 9.
Final boner.
I can't see nothing.
Johnny Boyd's got to send somebody to
John's
the
got
booth.
to send somebody to the listening
Booth.
Well, I'm gonna hesitate. I'm gonna send Justin. I think. I know you liked it. Well, you liked it.
Oh, he only gave it
It
6
sounds like I'll
But you
wait.
gave it the lowest rating. So.
For Christ's sake, Chris hated Panama.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. That's true. But I'm a little scared of where Chris is gonna go next.
Los Angeles, California.
Not only did I have a tool belt with those like rubbery tools, they're like Fisher Price or something, but I had a denim vest.
Oh,
that
brown
I
suede
put
on
on
it
to
too.
be Schneider.
I liked his vest.
Final countdown.
This is cheesy shit.
Tom Jimmy.
That was my
Yes.
jam.
I was gonna bring the album and play "Who's the Pervert" on the back.
41-year-old Chris Wilson's like, I make this stop.
I think it holds up the most because of the Michael McDonald touch.
I was just concerned that Schneider would get hurt, you know? I mean, when men are middle-aged, they become vulnerable. They do foolish things. They act weird, actually.
Mom, I wouldn't worry about Schneider. He's a pretty sensible guy.
You guys remember those candy cigarettes they used to have
Yes.
before they banned that stuff?
Yeah.
I would roll that up in the sleeve of my shirt, and I had candy cigarette in the sleeve of white
That's what I
t-shirt.
just said. I said you were doing that when you were mentioning it before.